Hey y'all, it's Thursday, November 15th. I've got the day off of work today because the Virginia State University of Agriculture has teamed up with the Virginia Extension Program and are offering a class today on pasture-bred rabbits, or raised rabbits. They've got a couple of different speakers. They're going to be going over the different laws for butchering and selling rabbit meat from your property. I'm not sure what else is going to be presented, but it was a free event, and I figured I would take advantage of it, so took a day of leave. Hopefully this comes out. I've never filmed in my car before, and we are on some windy country roads back here, so that's Central Virginia for you. What I want to talk about today real quick, since I've got the time here in the car, is I subscribe to a lot of YouTube channels, and one of those channels is Life on Beagle Road. If you already subscribe to them, you probably know what I'm about to talk about. If you don't, you should go over and check them out and take a look. Very interesting situation that they're in that they're on a piece of property. I don't know the full details, but they've been on this property for some time. They've had animals on it for some time. From listening to them talk, I believe she's had animals on it since before she moved there when it was her father's. At least chickens. They've got chickens and goats out there now. And they've run afoul of some sort of ordinance in their township which says that they're not zoned to have these animals, even though they meet all of the legal requirements for keeping animals based on the size of land that they have available. None of their neighbors complained. This was simply somebody that worked for the township happened to drive down the road and see that there was a barn on their property, and started the paperwork process to send them a letter to cease and desist farming. I don't know what kind of laws everybody has in every township. I don't know what kind of laws I have in my area. I don't happen to be in a township. My mailing address uses a town name, but I am, 8 or 10 miles outside of that town. I'm in a county here in Virginia, and I've gone to look at various laws in my county for things that I can and can't do on my property. But they also did the same thing. They went to their township and they found a page on their website that told them everything you need to know about keeping animals, how much property you needed to have per animal, and they met all those requirements. Later to find out that there was some other sort of mystery zoning rule which wasn't on the website and they knew nothing about. So they've been in a legal battle. They got a lawyer. They've been down in front of the township. I don't know, whatever they have running the township down there, some kind of council or something. And they've gotten a continuance. I guess they're going to have to go back and have another meeting or go to court. I'm not exactly sure. But they've put out a challenge for other YouTube content creators to make their voice heard as well, and to try to raise awareness. I know when I was purchasing this home that I'm in now, which we just moved into this year, my biggest worry was finding a home that didn't have a homeowners association. I've lived in a couple in the past that have, and it was horrible, horrible experiences. It seems to me that every level of government wants to be more and more invasive into our lives these days, but nothing quite so bad as when you get down to the closest, most local level. Homeowners associations are probably the worst of all, but moving up from that would be your township, neighborhood, county, state, so on and so forth. I don't know why everybody needs to be in everybody else's business. I've always been a I'll do me, you do you, and we'll get along just fine kind of guy. But that's not the way the world works, I suppose. I know there's a lot of rules in my county. Well, I take that back. I don't know if there's a lot of rules in my county. I do know that all I could find for my bees was that if I want to move them in or out of state, I need to have an inspection. I found that if I wanted to have chickens, I'm on a 1.12 acre lot. If I want to have chickens, I'm allowed to have up to 6, but I must fill out an application and pay a fee. I think it was $50 or $60 application fee, which is really all the application is for, if we're honest with each other. Not allowed to have a rooster unless you own 5 acres. My assumption is that's a noise ordinance type situation. I can understand that. If I wanted a rooster, maybe I'd want to fight that or get an exception to that rule, but I don't need to breed my chickens, so I'm okay there. I've got a friend who lives out further in the country with no rules, and I can get all the chickens I need. I've got rabbits on the property. I can't find any laws whatsoever on my county website or state website about keeping and breeding rabbits. Hence the reason for going to this class today. I want to find out what I can and can't do legally. I'd like, obviously, to fill my freezer, but at some point, I would like the option, at least, to be able to sell some of this rabbit meat, should I choose to do so. And that's some of the information I hope to gain today. But I guess the bottom line is, how much do you put up with? When is it time to fight back and have laws changed? And at what level do they need to be changed? People often roll out that old trope of we live in the land of the free, but from where I sit, we don't live in the land of free at all. We don't have the freedom to do very much without the government's permission. I'm not sure how we got to be this way. But I can't drive this car right now without the government permitting me to do so with a driver's license. I can't catch a fish in the lake behind my house without a permit from the government stating that it's okay to do so, and collecting tax revenue for it. You can't build a house without a permit that says you're allowed to build that house. You need a building permit. And once you have that building permit and build that house, you need to have another permit before you're allowed to live in it. You have to have an occupancy permit. You have to have permission to do almost anything and everything in your life these days. You want to drink raw milk? Sorry, that's not legal. Small caveat, you can get around that if you own the animal in most states. Some states you may be able to buy raw milk, but certainly not here. I've seen Joel Salatin writes in his book about a guy in Pennsylvania, a Mennonite, who was arrested at least 3 different times for selling raw milk. I saw an article of a guy out in California who had a farm, and the ATF raided his farm in full armor and weapons because he was a dangerous milk grower. It's just gotten to the point of being ridiculous. And that's all at the higher level. You get down into state level, local level, counties, townships. I don't know, guys. I don't know what we can do. I don't know what I can do. I don't know that any of us will end up doing anything, but it just bugs me. So I've brewed my own beer at home for the last close to 30 years. And up until within the last decade, homebrewing wasn't even legal in all 50 states. I don't know how long ago it was. I want to say probably 8 or 10 years ago. A small organization was formed by some homebrewers who happened to be lawyers. And it was a nonprofit organization. They asked for donations. They did a lot pro bono. And what they did was manage to go and lobby in D.C. to various state representatives to get the laws changed and to make home brewing legal in all 50 states. Don't fact check me on this, but I believe Arkansas was the last state to make it legal, and that was probably within the last 6 or 7 years now. Can we do that with homesteading? I don't know. Can we find a couple of homesteaders who are lawyers, or have family members who are lawyers that are willing to put in a little bit of pro bono work? Come up with some sort of organization to, you know, come up with laws to help protect people and their land use rights. I don't know, maybe it's a pie in the sky type situation. Maybe it's not possible. Maybe nobody's inspired enough to actually do it. I don't know. I do know that I recently joined the Homeowners of America Association. They've only been around for 2 years now. I just joined within the last 2 months. And they are a group based in Virginia that are, from what I can tell, they're basically just organized for the purpose of putting on a convention every year, furthering the homesteading lifestyle, educating people. They bring speakers in from all around the country to their events. I don't know how large their membership is. I believe they said there were about 2,000 people at the last gathering, which we went to back in October. So I challenge Amy Fuel, who is the director or owner of the organization, to see if she can put something out to the folks within that organization and find out if we do have any lawyers that are members, if there's anybody that's willing to even discuss standing up and making some sort of a change. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This is probably too long already. I'll probably get this uploaded tonight. I don't think I'll be home until 6 or 7 from this event. And I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. I'm Andy.
I'm Tia.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And hit the bell icon to subscribe so that you get notifications when we post new videos.
And don't forget the thumbs up.
Thanks.
Thank you.